think this has been a great conversation, and we could probably talk for hours about the needs that are being identified and that just go unnoticed. But it's, you know, I really want to follow up on what Laura said. It seems to me the single need we have right now is leadership in this area. And it's going to have to come at the state level. I think we saw in Denver what happened with Denver's Road Home when there was local leadership that really stood up and said, we have to address this. We have to have a plan, and brought people and funders and all kinds of organizations together. And when that leadership ended, it didn't become institutionalized, and it's become weaker and weaker. And we have to have strong leadership at the state level. And I don't know if that's within the Division of Housing or if it's a cabinet level position, but somehow or other somebody needs to be there with some authority and some backing to say homelessness is a serious issue that affects everyone and we have to address it. Whether it's the fourth graders with families, the teenagers on their own, the elderly who don't have any place to go and the shelters won't take them for the most part. There's a line item in the budget for mental health and for substance abuse. There's not one for homeless services. We need to look at an ongoing funding stream, as Laura said. The thing that makes the most sense is a lodging tax. When we have our statewide conferences on homelessness, we always go to the resort areas, and because they're big enough to house everyone for a big conference. But you always see on your bill the resort tax. Whether it's Aspen or Vail or Steamboat, wherever you go in those areas, there is a resort tax. And I think we talked a lot about trying to continue the stadium tax toward homelessness and housing, but there wasn't the leadership to make that happen. But long-term solutions like more affordable housing, not middle class, but really entry-level affordable housing, an ongoing funding source. But at the same time, there is low-hanging fruit, as someone mentioned. Someone who does homelessness at the state level with some authority could say, all right, groups, let's get together, all of you. We need 2% of your budget going toward these things. We need one application process for Section 8s. Someone who can make that happen. It would be pretty easy in Denver and in other communities to have hygiene centers. People who are homeless and living outside need bathrooms. They need laundry facilities. They need showers. They need some place to be able to leave their clothes and their belongings. So those are things that could be done pretty easily, cheaply, in a short period of time. But it's going to take leadership. And I think we have a huge vacuum in this state around this issue. And that's what we, as people who really, as the auditor says, you know, we care about human beings. And many of our fellow human beings don't have a place to stay tonight in this weather. And we have to stand up and say we need leadership on this area. You're failing us, and we're just not going to put up with it anymore.
Are you running?
Yeah.